Hello, Internet! Oh my god, it's been far too long. I am standing for once. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm used to being in my chair and just kind of sitting there. But no, today I feel like standing with pride in this lovely bit of kit. This, my friends, is the US Army 1950 standard issue field jacket. My father bought this quite a while ago, back in the 70s, so when he bought it, it was surplus, and I can't imagine what it is today. But even to this day, I have to admit, this is a very nice jacket. It has this lovely collar that you can either put down or pull back up, and you can see this little zipper, which acts as a hood there. The jacket has, additionally, a zipper going up and down, as well as buttons to keep it in place. So it's not going to come out of nowhere. It is very, very warm. You can see it has many layers and a nice little cord on the center there to make sure that it's flush around your waist, so it's always going to be tight. Keep that air in. It's a little bit large for me, and my personal favorite, a little bit of a thing just to get your hands a little bit more coverage in the cold. But I'm not here to show you off a old military relic that I have. I'm here to talk about a bit of history. You see, although this is a YouTube channel mostly dedicated to RPGs and generally gaming stuff, I do love myself a bit of history. It's actually why I love D&D and all that stuff so damn much, because I'm literally taking my history lessons and all those little tidbits that I've learned in a game, and I can just do things as I wish. But I have to say that there is something that is quite egregious, not only in RPGs, but also in media, books, the misconception about the use of the modern helmet. Let's talk about that. What do I mean by a modern helmet? Well, I mean a helmet that is fashioned post-1800s, I should say. Now, I am going to say full disclosure, humans have been using helmets for about as long as we've been killing each other, which is a very damn long time, I might add. We have been killing each other long before we had settled civilizations, and as soon as we figured out how to really make metal, we took off fast when it comes to armor. We can find examples of helmets from easily 12 BC, if not even 24 BC in some cases, of all different designs. All designed to keep your little brain in the place it's supposed to be. Time goes on, helmets develop, but then we see them fade around the late 1600s. And that's because of the way that warfare changed. You see, we stopped having impact warfare. We stopped having the use of spears as prominently. We stopped using basically all the weapons we had been using for the past few thousand years. Imagine that. We have thousands of years, technically the same ideals of weapons and armor, with, of course, modifications as the years go on, and we throw it all away because of gunpowder. Guns now can go straight through your helmet. Your armor means nothing. And so we get to the age of the line. Now, don't get me wrong, we did keep using helmets here and there, but they were mostly ceremonial. Or if they were worn, they were usually worn by heavy cavalry, meant to go up against other cavalry. But then, around the first or second year of the First World War, we see a resurgence of the helmet. But the thing is, this isn't the helmet of the 1600s or the 1500s or really any other time. This is a completely different helmet. It is meant for a completely different battlefield. It is meant for a completely different era. So what is it for? As common media would tell you, this helmet is supposed to stop bullets. And alright, fair point. I would want to keep my head from being blown up by bullets. It makes sense. Metal is a fairly tough material, and obviously we must have improved on metallurgy by now, so maybe we could stop a few bullets with this thing. And I mean, I've heard stories of how my great-grandfather, he was shot in the head and his helmet saved him. Well, alright, let's test that out today. So, I'm going to put on this little helmet. By the way, this is a Polish 1957 surplus helmet. It never saw action, but basically they were the leftovers from the Second World War that the Russians just gave to their Polish allies, as they called them, or POWs or prisoners, whatever you want to call them. And they just basically added a little brand there. So, yes, this is more advanced than First World War technology, but in all honesty, helmets have really kept the same thing. So, like I said before, if helmets are supposed to stop bullets, let's see how that works. What media tells me, I'm supposed to wear it like this. It looks like a pretty standard helmet, doesn't it? You've got that nice face covering my forehead, got that nice circle all the way around. I can hear well, you can see well. This is actually a very well designed helmet on that matter. I got the little neck strap to keep it from falling off my head. But wearing it like this, I suddenly notice a very large problem. It doesn't quite fit my head. It's actually quite tight around here, and it's kind of weird. And I have the strap size at its maximum. I made sure when I bought this helmet that it would fit me and I'd be able to adjust the size as I grew. Something is wrong with this. Not just that it's tight around my head, but it's just the way it wears. Oof. The center of gravity on my head is far out, as there's quite a large weight here. And I just can feel my neck, and that is just neck injuries waiting to happen. As soon as I get shoved down a trench, oof. I do not want to think about that. There's quite a lot of air in this helmet. You can see how it pushes my features up quite a bit here. Actually, let's do a quick measurement. The top of my head is right about here. Everything above that is air. Why is that? That's wasted material. That's bad design, some people would say. Ah, no it isn't. Because I'm wearing this helmet wrong. Because the way you're supposed to wear your helmet is like this. Now, a lot of you might point out that, oh my god, your hair is so long, you could never be in the military, which is actually very, very much true. But the more observant ones of you will see that my forehead is completely open. And that's bad, because obviously, if I wanted to protect my lovely brain from bullets, obviously I'd want to cover that. Except, this isn't to protect me from bullets. Now, I will admit, it feels very comfortable wearing it like this, but it doesn't protect me from bullets. I mean, look at this. As lovely as this helmet is, that is some very thin steel. And, oh yes, also has some very nice netting on there just to keep my head in place. That is literally about half a millimeter, or maybe even just a millimeter thick. How is that supposed to stop a bullet? Like I said, it doesn't. So then, why would we be issued with these things? I mean, it's a waste of materials, it's a waste of resources. All that leather, all of the steel, all that time, effort, factory materials put into this. Why do we waste our time with helmets? Because of a far more deadly threat to the infantry. And it's not bullets or tanks. In combat, it's clods of earth, rock, and dust. How can that be a danger to me, a soldier? I mean, you literally have to trip and fall on the ground to, well, touch rock, earth, and dust. That is until the artillery barrages come in. Now, don't get me wrong. Artillery on its own is a deadly enough factor. High explosive rounds going off will easily obliterate entire platoons of infantry, if the shot is correct and inside their trench. But more often than not, artillery is not going to hit you. In the Battle of the Somme, thousands, hundreds of thousands of shells were fired each hour for minimal casualties. What is deadly, though, is the result of that explosion. You see, when a shell hits the ground, it doesn't just go boom and makes a hole in the ground. That earth has got to go somewhere. And it's not going down. It goes up. Up, up, making organic shrapnel. Shrapnel, which goes up and then comes right back down on my head. For the first year of the war, to end all wars, hundreds of soldiers would die from clods of earth cracking their skulls. This is a glorified construction helmet. A well-made one, in my opinion, but a helmet meant to stop things from falling on my head, aka a construction helmet, nonetheless. And there is even a reason for the whole design, especially this Russian design, which I will show you in a moment. As you can see, with this nice design, my ears are open. I can hear the commands of my officer, and you can see as it covers the back of my head, and more importantly, my neck from shrapnel. But then, like I said before, it's shrapnel coming in, earth shrapnel. My forehead's completely open. Well, here's the thing. So say you have your rifle. I do not have a rifle, unfortunately, so bear with me. And you're going along. All of a sudden, you hear the shriek of artillery and a loud boom. Instinctually, your body is going to tense up. And notice how the helmet moves. That very high peak that once was so inconvenient for me is now at the tip there. And if any shrapnel comes down, will glance off my head. That little tail of the helmet now not only covers the back of my head and the top of my neck, but the entirety of my neck. And as you can see with this nice little uniform here, if I button up the neck there, it covers even more of my neck. Protecting it. Say what you will of militaries of the time. You can say in the First World War they were incompetent. You can say that the Russians were wasteful, which they most definitely weren't if you actually do your research. We'll talk about that later. But if you find military gear having a strange little feature on it, more than likely, there is a very good reason for it. So, what can we take from this? Well, if you're ever in a game and your helmet says that it is equivalent body armor to the ceramic plate you are wearing on your chest, tell your DM or the game master or whatever system you're doing that it is very, very wrong. Now I get it, it's a game, have fun with it, but perhaps we can add a bit of realism into this. Perhaps we can add that little bit of touch to our game. My name is Michael. I just had a bit of a historical rant, and, well, I had a bit of fun. What about you? Did you like the fact that I'm standing up? Do you like these sort of lectures on history? Please comment, like, subscribe down below, and I hope to be seeing you in the next video. Have a good day, and please, if there's any other ideas that you might have for videos or anything you want to hear, just tell me. I'll see you next time. Boop.